There are two main assumptions made by divine command theory, and I think that we should get these assumptions out in the open before progressing. The first main assumption made by divine command theory is that God actually exists. In other words, in order for morality to be determined by God and God's commands, there must actually be a God that is giving moral commands. If there was no such God, if this God did not exist, if he or she does not exist, then divine command theory loses its plausibility. If you do not believe in God, if you do not believe that God actually exists, then you will have a very difficult time accepting this moral theory. I will come back to that idea in a few moments. For now, let's just establish that this theory is assuming that God exists, and that's to say that divine command theory is not attempting to prove that God exists. Divine command theory is not providing an argument or a reason for believing that God exists. Rather, it's assuming that. It's assuming that God exists, and it is making an argument about the source and nature of morality and moral truths. So I just want to point that out. The second main assumption made by this theory is in regards to the traditional conception of God that it uses. That is to say, that divine command theory is employing the traditional monotheistic conception of God. The traditional monotheistic conception of God conceives that there's only one God and that this one God is perfect in all ways. We could say here that according to divine command theory, God is omniscient, he's all-knowing or she's all-knowing. God is omnipotent, he or she is all-powerful. And God is omnibenevolent, he or she is all good. Okay, so God knows everything that there is to be known. God can do anything and everything, and God is completely good-natured. There's no evil within God. This traditional monotheistic conception of God is one that is accepted by the three major religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. All three of these major religions accept and support the same conception of God, and that is God as a perfect being who can be described with these three attributes. These are two main assumptions that divine command theory makes, and I think that they are important to understanding the theory.